and time again, we have let them down. There are cases that shatter faiths and make people think, is India really a safe place to visit? We're now going to talk about an incident that will make every Indian's head fall in shame. A British woman who was visiting the country on a holiday was allegedly raped by a man at a hotel in Delhi's Mahipalpur area. The victim was touring Maharashtra and Goa when the accused, who knew her via Instagram, asked her to meet the capital and to visit the capital and meet him. On Tuesday night, when the woman went to the hotel on the man's request, he ended up allegedly raping her. The cops have arrested the accused and his friend, who allegedly molested the British woman. This heinous incident comes hot on the heels of an Israeli tourist getting gang raped by three men in Karnataka's Hampi. That incident had led to fear among international tourists regarding their safety and security. Only a year ago, a Brazilian woman too was gang raped by 7 people in Jharkhand's Dumka in an incident that had sparked global outrage and tarnished India's reputation.
The Delhi police received a complaint at southwest Delhi regarding this alleged sexual assault which happened with the British national. She is here in the national capital, and after travelling from Rajasthan, she reached the national capital and she was staying in a hotel in Mahipalpur. Over the period of last few months, she was befriended with one of the accused who was on Instagram and through the social media platform. Both of them became a friend. When the accused was called in to meet the victim, he came along with one more individual, and according to the victim's statement, the accused started molesting her in the lift of this hotel only. Later to that, she was also sexually assaulted, according to her allegation. There were 2 people in this particular incident. That's why the Delhi police have taken action. Since the location of the accused could not have taken much more time for the Delhi police to be identified, because the victim already had the mobile contact detail of the accused, the Delhi police worked on time, and the accused, along with one more associate, has been arrested. But this incident happening in the national capital, that too very near to the international airport, has certainly triggered more outrage, because the victim is a UK national, and she was here as a traveller, and when the travellers have been attacked, this is certainly a very worrying trend. Fortunately, both the accused have been arrested by the Delhi police in this case. They will be produced before the court, and the police will try to seek their police remand so that the accused can be taken to the location and further things can be verified. The Delhi police have also informed the British High Commission regarding this particular incident, and what we are getting to know that once the police will take the accused will be sent to the judicial custody, the police will be requesting the women to come for the test identification parade, which will be an important factor in this case. And by today or by tomorrow, the police will also request the victim to come and depose before the court of law so that her 164 statement can be recorded, because in these kind of cases, once the traveller goes back to the respective country, it is difficult to gather more the crucial evidence against the accused. That's why her 164 statement will be recorded by the police.
Let me now go across to my guests joining us to give their perspectives. Here I am being joined by Somya Shekhawat, who's a noted travel blogger and an influencer, and I'm also being joined by Arvind Kumar Jain, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh. Thank you both for joining me. Somya, I'll start with you first. I'm sure this comes across as a triggering incident and an episode for all women considered, whether they are from India or abroad. But as a travel blogger, I'm sure you have visited several parts of the country and outside the country as well. Could you share some experiences, some patterns which you, according to you, makes tourists or at least solo travelers, women travelers, or especially international travelers, more vulnerable to these predators and louts that continuously target them?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for having me here. Yeah, I can share a few incidents. As a woman, I travel a lot and I love travel, but there is a constant fear when I travel alone outside. My mom is asking for locations, and I am updating my friends where I'm going, and a constant updateification. Like my male friends does not have to do that, but I have not my mom
Hmm.
only. I also have the fear of, like, can so my everything should be shared with my, like, my hotel details. Even I am working as a, like, a travel I am working in a travel app, so I am going so many locations from my office side as well. So even if I am with my office people, I have to update my train tickets, my hotel bookings, and everything. Even I remember one time I stayed at Delhi hotel, and for the 7 days for my office trip, and I just don't let any people to come in my hotel. Like they are giving me the services and all the food and all. I just tell them to like put the food outside. I will take it myself. Don't come into my room. So these are the situations. And when I'm traveling with the in the train and I am sleeping all alone, and the train stopped and I want to eat something. I want to want to purchase something to eat, but I have a fear like where my stuff and myself, that someone spot me alone and think of like she's alone,
Hmm.
they can take advantage and anything. So it's a like I want to like travel freely, but I can't do that because of these fears running in my mind again and again. And the news like these make a more intense on my memory ki that's there is a so much of the fear I face every day. Already I am facing, and already I am in the constant fear, and the news just do it more of that on my mind. So this is what we
Soumya,
this is
in
how
your
we travel. The girls travel like in the constant fear. We have to travel. We cannot do like anything freely and like men's do, like boys do, like our male friends do. But we have a constant fear continuously in
hmm.
my mind that is I'm safe, is I'm okay, is nobody staring at me or something like that. Always going on my mind.
Okay, Soumya, just this thing that you can speak to us in whichever language you're more comfortable with. Uh, the second follow-up question I have on that is, Soumya, that have you had these experiences whenever you've gone outside the country, outside India to visit? Is this something you feel as a woman, where, is it locations or country specific? Or do you feel that as a woman, you can't trust men wherever they are, whether it be in India or abroad?
Actually, I have been to so many places, but it's not about the place. It's about the people. Like sometimes we don't know about the spot of that city. Sometimes there are targeted spots as well. Like if we go to some area of that
Hmm,
place, if do we don't know the place. Like we don't know the new places. अगर हम कोई भी नई जगह पर जाते हैं और हमें उस जगह के बारे में नहीं पता होता कि उस एरिया में कैसा
बिल्कुल.
प्रभाव है या कैसा चीजें वहां चल रही है. Sometimes हमारे जैसे हम I live in Jaipur, so I know the areas. Some areas I don't avoid to go to there, but in new cities, in new foreign countries, we don't know कि वहां पे कैसा एरिया है, कैसा लाइक ऐसा नहीं है कि कैसे भी लोग कहीं पे भी मिल सकते हैं आपको. लेकिन इन आवर ओन एरिया वी नो सम शेडी प्लेसेस कि हम यहाँ पर जाना अवॉइड करते हैं या अवॉइड करेंगे. बट या देर आर सम प्लेसेस एंड देर आर सम स्पेसेस which is more shady than like we know in our own city. Like बाहर की cities में आपको वो जगह नहीं पता होती कि हाँ आपको कहाँ जाना अवॉइड
या
करना चाहिए.
बिल्कुल.
अदरवाइज देर इज अ कांस्टेंट फियर. आप कुछ भी कहो, आप कहीं पे भी जाओ, वो फियर हमेशा आपके अंदर रहता है कि यार मैं सेफ हूं या नहीं हूं. मुझे अपनी चीजें शेयर करके रखनी है, मेरे घर वालों को पता
बिल्कुल.
रहे मैं कहाँ हूँ, और मेरी चीजें पता रहे. क्योंकि ट्रेन में भी अभी मैंने रिसेंटली देखा कि कोई लोग आते जाते रहते हैं ट्रेन में, एंड people when you are sleeping they are just try to like put their hands, and something like that is also going on. So it's very scary. It's very very scary for us to like even
जी.
sleep in somewhere, and we are going मतलब प्रॉपर रेस्ट भी नहीं मिल रहा है. प्रॉपर आप कॉन्स्टेंटली फियर आपको लग रहा है, कॉन्स्टेंटली आप परेशान हो रहे हो उस चीज को लेकर. तो इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट कि वी नीड टू लिव फ्रीली. वी वोंट वांट दैट.
Okay. Soumya, I appreciate and I understand that these experiences, recounting them can be triggering for you. So once again, I thank you for sharing them with us. To stay on with us. Uh, Arvind, sir, while the larger picture, yes, we will talk about the larger picture, but there's a very important point which Soumya has mentioned, because I want to talk about the specifics here. What Soumya pointed out, that in every city, we know that there are some so-called seedy or shady spots where we understand that these people with questionable motives do abound a bit more. And I think for anyone who stays in Delhi, Mahipalpur will come across as one such problematic area, along with, say, a Paharganj, for instance. Is that the first step? I'll talk about the larger picture in a bit, Arvind Kumar Jain, but to begin with, at least we should look at stepping up policing in these areas where we know that there are a lot of seedy and shady hotels which abound, where people try to take advantage of foreign tourists, especially who are solo travelers or solo bloggers, and take advantage of them?
Even if you intensify patrolling in Mahipalpur area or Paharganj, as you have mentioned, then actually you can't control such incidents. You can prevent them for some time, but when the lady is there and her acquaintance has come over to meet her, and hotel staff is also taking advantage of such women. Actually, our cultures are different. Culture of India is absolutely different, and culture of European countries and Western countries is different. Here, people take advantage and they think that if they have been invited to meet, so it is taken as a consent. It is very, very unfortunate and brings a very bad name to our country. The incident which happened recently at a peaceful place like Hampi, it's a very, 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 very damaging incident for the country's image. So you are absolutely correct. In my opinion, what police can do is catch hold of such people as early as possible, submit charge sheet in a court of law, in a special court, so that such people are convicted. As you rightly said, her statement before a judicial magistrate should be got recorded before she leaves the country, because otherwise the case will be weak and tourists will be let off. So a very, very unfortunate incident. Whenever I read such incidents, I think that's why you see less number of tourists are visiting our country. Last year, 10 million tourists, foreign tourists, visited our country, whereas in very, very small countries, you have millions and millions visiting. You don't see many Chinese tourists visiting our country. And because, as you have rightly pointed out, and as is mentioned, that India is considered a rape capital of the world, and
Mr.
we
Jain,
are
you
suffering.
mentioned a
We are
very important
suffering.
point, and I'm glad that this discussion is. I'm glad that this discussion is looking at the specifics of the nuances of this matter instead of looking at it as a larger picture that yes, India is unsafe for women in general. You mentioned there's a difference in culture. I mean,
Yes.
at first that could be misconstrued wrongly, but I guess I understand what you mean. Uh, People here, I mean, Indian men in general, I mean, we are a sexually repressed culture, let's be honest. We are very conservative, most of them. And when Indian men perhaps see women coming from foreign countries traveling solo, dressing perhaps a bit more, bit more freely, the problem is, I think, to a lot of people, that indicates that these women are loose and available and are ready to get into physical relationships, and that makes it a lot more complicated because they don't understand the concept of consent anyway.
You are absolutely correct, because I have personally interrogated such accused in the past, and they think that it should be treated as a consent, and that's why they trying to impose themselves on such women. It is very unfortunate, but we will have to realize that there is a lot of cultural difference between India and in European countries, and the only thing what police can do, in my opinion, is catch hold of such people, be very, very firm, be very, very firm in action against these people. Gang rape sections should be allowed, so be imposed, so that they get at least life imprisonment, and that is the least we can do.
Okay, stay with us, Mr. Jain. I think we're having some problems in your connection also. So hopefully while that stabilizes, let me go back to Somya. Somya, is this something? Okay, I think we have got some big news coming in at this point. So anyway, thank you, Somya, for joining us, and also Arvind Jain for getting us those details as well. We've got breaking news coming in at this point with regards to the language